Well, I'll start recording anyway and hope that the sound volume is good enough. I actually don't remember. Hello everyone and welcome back. This will be part 10, technically, I think, of the FireRed conversion series. I'm Nick, or Nicholas, and I'm back. I'm gonna check my team. Team is up here being good, I think. Because it's been like over a month since I recorded the last episode. For you people, if anyone has followed the story, I will have played like the last episode was Saturday, but for me that was March and now it's May. So I'm pretty sure I defeated the gym. Yes, I do. And started going up here to get to Bill's place. Have I taken the item? Yes, I have. I think I was starting to like train Char. I'm not sure. I have not fought you. As a reminder for everyone, and myself included at this point for this story, this is what I call my conversion story. The baseline of it is that I play the Pokémon game as if I were to have lived in the Pokémon world. So you try to mimic your own life as much as possible. Your appearance, your age, gender, personality. Like if you're a brave person in real life, of course, be brave, be an Ash Ketchum, be a Red. But if you aren't that brave, you aren't in the story. I see this was something that I started looking at in my first few years of university, so it's like 10 years ago I found the idea for this. And I realized over time that most people don't want to give up that much information on the internet about themselves. So it might be hard to follow, but like try to think about it a little bit in that way, at least. And then play the games in an order that would fit your life, like how you played them originally. So like if you're younger than me and was introduced to Pokemon a few generations later, then you started, if you started in Platinum, if you started in Black and White, then those are the games that you started in. No buts about it. That's how it is, like you started in that game, and then you played whatever game you played after that, and so on and so forth. For me, it becomes a bit of a middle ground, because yes, I didn't own a Nintendo console, or we did own a Nintendo 64 with Stadium and Pokemon Snap, but we never owned a handheld console, Nintendo console, or any console at all, until I got my Game Boy Advance. So, but I've been with Pokemon since it came to Europe, and it came to Europe in 99. Might have been a bit different from game to game, but in 99 overall. And I've been with it since, so like toys, playing cards, the anime, like I've been with it from Generation 1. I have such strong memories of Generation 3 being like such a big step up in quality of the games, because even if I never owned a Gen 1 game or Gen 2 game when they were like the newest thing, I borrowed them from friends. So for me, Pokemon has always been Gen 1, 2, 3 and onward, like in the generational order. But my first game that I owned and technically completed was Sapphire. And then I got FireRed, and then I got Emerald. So it becomes a bit messy in that way for me. Which order am I to be in the game? What region fits me the most to come from? Like climate-wise, I wouldn't come from Alola or Hoenn, really. I come from Sweden originally. Like, I'm so far away from that type of climate, and I don't even like the heat that much, so... Sorry, I have a coffee by me. I kind of want to level Granite. Granite will get some training before the gym or in the gym. But I might as well train it up a bit. And I hope... I had made a mistake back before that dashboard sounded on, but no. It's only... The dashboard is making movements, but it's not... Shouldn't be recorded. Ah, damn. Slowpoke. Let's see. That's bad. Yeah. Okay, no training for Granite. It is Viridian, Europe. But I looked at it like, when did Pokemon games come to Europe? And I think... I'm talking from the top of my memory right now, but I think that Gen 3 with Sapphire and Ruby came in 2003, and then FireRed in 2004 and Emerald in 2005. But I might be wrong, but I think it's that order. But for me it was always like the games were released late in the year. And I have no perfect memory of when I got my Sapphire. But I would be pretty sure it was on my birthday, because if Sapphire was released late in the year, I know I remember borrowing Sapphire from my friend a few times before owning my own copy. So it most likely is my birthday the year after. Like, I wasn't the person to get the game just randomly from my parents. And then I have clear memories of getting FireRed as a birthday present. And FireRed was also released after my birthday on 2004, aka it must have been 2005 that I got my FireRed copy. Missed. And that would be perfect for me, because I am a 95's boy. I am 31 years old this year. And then 2005 means I was 10 when FireRed was released. Or I got my FireRed when I was 10. And that's perfect, because then I would say 10 or 11, depending on which media or game you choose, is the earliest a trainer can go on a journey. So if you're a person like me that started with Pokemon before you turn 10 or 11, then you have to postpone the games, the regions, the generations you played before your 10th birthday, and have to squish them together. Which I have to do for Gen 1, 2 and technically 3, but for me it becomes perfect that I got my FireRed copy. The one copy I'm playing right now, this is like old hardware. This is the old physical copy of FireRed. It's not the new release on the Switch. This is old FireRed. A legit copy. The one I've owned for 21 years then. But then I got that when I was 10. And if Emerald was released in 2005, the most likely scenario is that I got it for my birthday the year after. So that would be 2011, and yes, it's Emerald. I'm not going to play Emerald for this story, because I don't feel the difference, like the upgrades between Sapphire and Emeralds is worth it. But it makes it perfect for me to play FireRed and have Kanto Generation 1 as my like first game, and then go into Emerald game-wise, but story-wise it will have been Johto, because I did get a silver copy from my cousin at some point around Sapphire FireRed. So yeah, it falls out perfectly for me. But then this is the thing about conversion. Like for me, say for example, take Generation 6. Generation 6 wasn't released until 2013, when I was 18 years old. So in the conversion story, I am 18 years old when I go to Generation 6. I don't do a anime copy that is 1 year per generation or something like that. Like, no, the games I play, apart from the games that are before, the generations that are before my 10th birthday, has to be played when I play them. Sword and Shield 2019, 24 years old. Yes, I went to Galar the first time when I was 24 years old. And that's just how it is for this story. You can see the small, like, you can see that the grass is slightly different. That's a hidden item. So that's for the conversion. Like, you play the games in the order you play them, or generations you play them. As said, if you were more of an anime trading card games, yes, you can say that you were part of the Generation 1 even if you like didn't play the Generation 1 games. It's up to you. But for example, if you got introduced to Pokemon during Generation 5 and then played out the games after, yeah, then 5 was your first. And it was at the age you were. But then it's the part of like, okay, what Pokemon did you use? What did you catch? What nature were they? How strong were they? Which ones were used in which battle? Which ones evolved when, and so forth and on. For me, I like randomness, and I feel like stuff like that should be random. You like didn't like no shot that you as a kid got like a perfect jolly perfect IV's Charmander as your starter or first partner Pokemon. Like, no way. You need to imitate to some degree what random Pokemon you used as a kid. Because I see so many adult Pokemon players talk about how HMs are bad, how they need perfect teams with perfect type combinations, type coverage, no double types, etc, etc. No one played like that. You did not play your first few Pokemon games as a kid with perfect VGC teams. No, you didn't. You had randomness for it. So, okay, how do we randomize it? First, you need to like look at what Pokemon did you have on your team? What Pokemon did you use? And for me, like, because some people will have their old teams and remember their old teams perfectly. I do not remember them perfectly. I know, like you've seen in earlier videos, that I most of the time would level up the Viridian bugs in Viridian before Pewter City. That I do remember. And I know I like rarely. I have used Squirtle, but I rarely did. It was usually Charizard or Venusaur. Pretty much always used the early route birds, etc. But I don't remember my teams perfectly. Like, I know I have used Gardevoir quite a few times in Hoenn, but I have no idea if I used her the very first playthrough I did. So this will be, so like it becomes a bit of a mix of like what Pokemon would you actually really catch, and what would you really use? And the same goes with, like, I love Slowbro as a Pokemon nowadays, as an adult. Like, he has grown extremely on me, but not as a kid. Like, Slowpoke and Slowbro and Slowking were never that high up on my favorite list as a kid. And in Pokemon games, some Pokemon are trade Pokemon, only encounter one, like the starters, which is a bit unfair. Like, where do they get the Charmanders and Bulbasaurs and all that from? Like, it can't just be starters that the professor is the only one that has access to. So, like, it's a mix of, like, what would you have used, what have you used, but then for me it becomes, because I own all the games, and so at the point of recording this, Poké Transporter and Bank still works, so you can, from Generation 3 and onward, legitimately transfer up Pokemon. Yes, I know there are third-party softwares that can make you transfer Pokemon from Generation 1 and 2, the original physical cartridge, Gen 1 and 2, up into Gen 3 and onward, but those are not legitimate ways to do it. So for me it becomes like, okay, what is the most randomness I can get from the Pokemon? It is to actually play the games. To actually see, like, how many times do I overlevel my starter? What times do I have a more split team? Etc. And it becomes a way to get natures and IVs and whatever total... what do you say? Only 5. Total stats Pokemon get up to is, like, super easy to get through using the game. And apart from, as we talked about, game order, and that's why I said Emerald was kind of fitting, or if Emerald was 2007, no, or if I just squeeze in Emerald. But the thing is that apart from Gen 1 or Kanto, Hoenn and Johto, all other regions can, for me, game-wise, be played in order, and me transferring up all the Pokemon from one game to the other and use the same Pokemon. The only difference will be that I start with FireRed, and then I'll have to go into Hoenn, just trade over into my Sapphire copy, play Sapphire, and then I can go up into Soul Silver. After that, I can go to Platinum, and from Platinum onward, I can just go game by game and generation by generation and transferring things up. So Hoenn and Johto will be in the wrong order, game-wise, due to this, but otherwise it will be in a perfect region generational order. As I said, it's Soul Silver, so it's technically a Gen 4 game, but it's the Johto region, it's the second generation region. So that's how I'm gonna play it, and I've said it before, for natures and stuff like that, I can reset and catch extras to not get a completely worthless nature. Like get a, I don't know, like if I would have gotten attack lowering nature on Geodude. That would be horrible, as it's a physical attacker and just painful. But me, like, say, getting a speed lowering nature or a defense boost or special attack boosting defense lowering nature, stuff like that, yeah, perfectly fine. I'll go with it if it's the first Pokemon I encounter. And here we have the daycare. Alright, I think move Pokemon. I'm gonna take actually. Ooh. So I'll place you in a bit. And leave the brother here at the center. And I get stats because depending on how I play, what trainers I face and what Pokemon I face with each each available Pokemon, etc. I think it's something like this: Bulbasaur, Pidgeotto, Beedrill, Charmander, or no, Nidoran, Mankey, Charmander, Paras, Zubat, Geodude, I think, catch-wise. I try to keep them in order. In that way, I can use the games to get the randomness. Otherwise, you will have to, in my opinion, use some random generator thing to get stuff. I know at least some of these tunnels should have items, hidden items, but I have no idea where or which tunnels, so I might look for them later, not today. Yeah, like she says, there most likely is some kind of item down there. So here we go up. I do remember there's usually some hidden items up here. I don't think there's anything here as there's no indication on the ground, but yeah, here it is. It's not always. I think that if there's a dent in the graphics on the ground, it is always a item, but it can be hidden items without the dent. So yeah, that's how I will play and go through the game, and that's what this playthrough is, for me to get the randomness idea of the Pokemon, what I am to use. Ooh, right, I think, is Rock super effective because it's bug and ground becomes neutral because it's bug poison? It's good enough anyway, as it's just a Weedle. Because I think bug resist ground, but I'm not 100% sure on that type interaction. I'm so slow. And that also goes for like nicknames for Pokemon, because this is why I'm really replaying, because most of my first playthroughs, even of the games where I still have the Pokemon from my first playthrough, many of the times I was either playing without nicknames, because that's usually what I do, but I feel like if this was real life me in a Pokemon world, I would have a nickname, like they would be pets. When it's games, I usually don't care about it. Why was it going for bite? So I wanna have like one consistent playthrough slash Pokémon where I can like say that okay, this OT with Niklas as a name will be is my journey. Like these etc. OTs are my conversion journey. Because most games I have not played overly much afterwards. At least not of the games since I've started my conversion idea and made every first playthrough of a game into my conversion story, so to say. Oh, only 4, but it's super effective. It's super weak though. But yeah, it's to get Pokemon with nicknames and more or less unique OTs for this story, so that I can keep track of it. And also, so the OT is Niklas, because a lot of the games I did play, for some reason I had a theme between like generation 5 up to 7 to name my character something completely else, like not Niklas. Like I've used plenty of other names. Stuns for really. So for that reason, I wanna like play through it all, so I have it and can say this is the conversion story. Because as I said, of course I will have my first teams. Like the technical first teams for at least generation 1 through 7, and I do have generation 5 through 7 I still have, and at least majority of Gen 4. But this will be a different thing, so that's why I'm doing this. And it would be funny if you tied along to play. And I wanna kind of finish this so I can start doing other games and other ideas I have for Pokemon playthroughs. I need to start recording more of this. Let's see, how long we've been going for? Almost half an hour. We'll go a bit longer. I'm going to my parents' house in half an hour, so we might go for half an hour more and have a really long 1 hour episode. Because usually with my playstyle, you end up, I would say, around 25 to 40 hours per playthrough. I know that's really long for some people, but as I said, I do a lot of extra stuff. I grind up Pokemon that might not need grinding up just to be safe. Catch extra things, don't use... usually I'm quite stingy on items. I rather run back and forth and waste the time going to the Pokemon Center. Or at least I did when I was young. I need to look up though. Lieutenant Search. Self-destruct? No. It would be fun. I do use it on my Crystal playthrough right now, but as a kid, no, I never used self-destruct. I did not like fainting my own Pokemon. That is mean to them. Surge is 24 as the highest level. So it's not a end-all be-all rule for me in conversion, but I try to stick to 2 rules, and that is at least trying to stick close to the gym levels. not go above it too high. If I can avoid it. Similar to a hardcore Nuzlocke rule, but it's not 100% must. And the same is with amount of Pokemon used in a battle. If is this the fisherman's place? Like if a trainer sends out only one Pokemon, even if it is a Pokemon I have a counter to on the team, but it's not the counter I have out at the start of the battle, I usually tend to try and stick it out with the Pokemon that was actually sent in, so it is like a real life one-on-one battle. The only exception, as you see, is sometimes if it's like a complete weakness, like you dude going into a water or grass Pokemon. As it's like, it's quad weak to both of them. Otherwise I try to stick, like if the gym leader uses free Pokemon, I try to stick to free Pokemon. Of course I will not lose and like faint on purpose just because I use one more Pokemon than the gym leader or trainer used. No, I won't. But I'll try to stick to the same amount for Pokemon as opponents. Oh, that's most likely the Poker Club. That's the Farfetch trade. No, you don't need to have your starter in front, do you? Now we listen to the chairman. Talk for a long while to get the cycling ticket. Bike voucher. I rarely use the bike in games where I have the running shoes. I think it's a bit clunky to use. But it's good to get and we'll need it for the cycling road. We don't have cut yet. We talked to that house. And this is also what I miss in new Pokemon games, that I want to explore and talk and see hidden items, hidden conversations, etc. And we have the SSN. Then we have Diglett's Cave. We do need cut, so it's like not really worth going Diglett's Cave before that. How's the team looking? Because Charmeleon will grow really fast. I think I should start with SSN so that I can, if needed, go to the gym and start defeating the gym without worries, so that I don't over level anything. Yerude, what level were you? You're 21 still, so you're fine. I might use him a bit on the early trainers. But like SSN, I wanna clear out completely because that was my hand controller messing up. Sorry. I wanna get all the XP I can, if possible. Oh shit. I forgot these are sailors. I should not have granite out against them. I guess we can send out Crow. As Crow won't do too much in the gym, at least. Like, it's not the best Pokemon out there, but it's like neutral into a lot of things. Because I was thinking about sending out Viridian Ivysaur, but I think there's a lot of water trainers here that Viridian might have to fight out of anyways, so... Ooh. That's a massive defenses you have there, Shelder. Why does my own Shelder in Crystal not feel that defensive? What was I talking about? Like, oh yeah, I wanna clear out SSN because SSN leaves after you talk to the captain and get cut. So like you would want to empty out the XP and items you can get from here before that. I can see speedruns not doing it, but personally I feel like for a regular playthrough, regular any type of Nuzlocke, just get the XP. Ah, no, Crow. Go through it. No. Crow, you dumb bird. I guess I'll send in Nido. At least has Beck. Alright, I need to kinda look up, is there anything... I tried to play this at least semi-blind. Like it would have been as a kid. I did print out some guidebooks from time to time, but not often. So that of course makes this playthrough different than it was as a kid. But I wanna see, is there anything Nidorino gets that Nidoking doesn't get that I want? And or the opposite, that Nidoking gets something at low levels that I would like to get. It gets Thrash at 22, and Thrash is so I was thinking that there is some move that it gets that I want. So yeah, I want it to be Nidorino to be level 22. So 2 more levels in order to get Horn Attack, which is not the best, but it's a 65 power, so it's decent mid-game neutral hit coverage. Because like even if Poison Sting is doubled, the power is still a 30 attack move, so it's not then with the doubling from 15, so it's just such a decent new like normal type attack to have until I can get strength. And then I just have Thrash for the big hit coverage when I only need 1 or 2 hits. Or wanna gamble on the 3 hits and Confusion. Because that's the massive thing about stone evolutions and trade evolutions that you need to keep an eye on in these older games where it's harder to learn moves that you missed. If you truly want to be missing everything. I guess I'll fight this sailor. As I said, Viridian will be my like second to go to Pokemon. After Granite for the gym, so I don't wanna overlevel him. But overleveling is being above level 24. I can be 24. super effective as Tentacool is neutral. And like this is something I want for the conversion as well, like to keep track of what Pokemon should I have in the party / should I have in other spots. Or like, what do I have in the Pokédex as seen? What have I caught? What moves do I have as TMs? Like, if we for a second pretend that TMs and are forever uses even in Gen 3 and 4, like, what moves do I have? Like, say that it's similar to knowledge in real life, that if I have the knowledge of the move Rest, I don't need the TM, I can like teach my Pokemon Rest anyway because I have that knowledge. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. So let's go with the focus energy, so we hopefully can ignore the Harden. Almost. Oh, nice, it didn't recover, so we should be fine here. Yeah. Shiller is pure water, right? Yeah, so it's not super effective, but it's decent damage. Nice, avoid the supersonic. Hit that one as well. That's bad defensive up, but phew, we at least cleared out the bottom floor. Or no, we have still one trainer to go. Because I wanna revive Crow. There is... Or can you use the beds in other... Like, this is why I would want Crow. Again, because some of the sailors do have matchups, and Crow is neutral into the water type, so it works really well into water sailors in that regard. So now bottom floor is cleared out. Let's see. You're the one I have to fight though. Are you the like Growlithe old gentleman person? Yep. It's a bit unrealistic using magnitude on a ship, but and that's also like a thing for a conversion that I try to do if I can avoid it, and that's like while I'm surfing to not use Pokemon that would be unrealistic to use on the water, like have you wouldn't really use a Growlithe or like a Golem on the water, but like a Golem wouldn't fit on top of whatever surf Pokemon you have and you at the same time. Ah, it's Beedrill. I was like, anything but Beedrill is okay. What? Beedrill is actually faster. I guess it is max evolved. And due to me training it, have some EVs. You know, always went all the way up. Okay, so you can't just talk to any random bet. I wanted to try that. Is it you? Yeah, you're the rest place. Nice, perfect. It would be kinda perfect to go finish the recording now. We are at 46 minutes, but I'll clear out a bit more. Gentlemen. Nidoran. At least Gust doesn't make contact, or shouldn't make contact for poison points, so... Like this. Pidgeotto is just overall a decent Pokemon to have as a neutral coverage. And early game, I feel like you want one of the birds most of the time, because unless you pick Charmander, there's not that much grass cover apart from flying types. Even though I know like MNJTV took up Pidgeot as one of the like overrated Pokemon most players have used. You're just a waiter, cherry pie person. That's the random talk. Wigglytuff. Here I think the kids want to battle, yes. So just if it's not a one hit, no, I'll just quick attack to make sure she doesn't quick attack. Now we try to go back to Gust to avoid poison point. I think both Nidorans have it. Now we have you. Yeah. Now we can go around. Brick Break, that's a decent thing to have. I don't think I've ever really used it, but... Defeat Youngster. Let's see if 15 HP is enough. Nidoran Male isn't as tanky, but it is higher level than before. Oh, don't crit! Oof. Ah, the old Pokemon games where the low health sound plays consistently. now we run back. Like, this is the thing, that this is quite a short distance to run back, but even longer distances, I'm the one that runs back instead of using items. That's why I did not heal Crow between. That was that. So we did one more room, so it's only the last room here we didn't do. So this is the like locker conspiracy, that's locker in disguise. And I don't think any of the chefs have really anything to say or do. Great ball, nice. This here, out of the way. Someone random. Patchaberry. New pillow every day. Cherryberry. Snorlax is a glutton, blah blah blah, yes. Chesterberry. And then this chef that peels onions. We could, at this point, keep going. I think we'll go outside, I think, and clear the outside. I think I should be able to do that in 10 minutes. Because I think like all, or at least like 3 of these sailors are trainers. Perfect, I'm gonna chop one. Defensives. And flying is a physical in this, so even if Gust doesn't feel like it should be physical, it is due to balance reasons of them wanting. Or is. Yeah, I think it is like. Because it's the evolutions, not counting Eevee itself, but the evolved form of Eevee plus Dragon. I think they say, ow. That is, were the special types. Crow, why can't you handle confusion? Snap out of it, man. Oh my god, Crow. Really? Well, going to Nido then. Ow, should maybe have gone for double kick. And now we're 22, so yes. Poison Sting is really worthless. Like, Focus Energy can have usage at times. Or I should maybe I can move them around, I guess. But now we wanna run back, because I don't wanna use Revive, especially in this early of the game. So, and I really think I'll overlevel Nido if I only use Nido for that entire balcony. So I want Crow back up. Because now we need to evolve Nido before it gains a level. And therefore I also want to save in case I mess something up. Because Crow is the one that, like, it won't be used in the gym, so I can level it to high 24s easily. Easily, no problemo. Because then I'll also have Crow and Char as like a duo for the grass gym. So like I can split up training between them going forward. And Char gets a lot of XP for being a traded Pokemon, so... No, you're not a trainer. Oh, so we only 2 sailors out there. Okay. So that's it for the majority of SSN, so it will be it for this episode. I talked a lot in this one, so I hope people that have stuck around for all of these parts keep doing so. And I'll see you in the next one with the finishing of SSN, and Nidoking Evolution and the gym. So, hope you have a great day, and see you.